Virtual Reinhardt here again. I want to walk through Activity 3's solution. Make sure that you've tried it first. Just try it first. At least think about it first before you take a look at this. Again, the point of this project is not that you could have made this from scratch, because a lot of it is new. The point of it is just to follow along to see what's possible with what you know, and honestly, you think about it, a lot of this you do know. You just have never seen it put together in a larger project like this. So we are going to do three things in Activity 3, but it's going to get at an issue with our get response method that is kind of confusing. So we want to add yet another check for words. So if you look at the first things we did for words, it was we just have the word no up here, and we could add some other negative words if we wanted to. But certainly for the family, this is how we represented the whole list of words we were looking for. That meant they were talking about their family. Not perfect, but it's there, and it's just a mess. But we're going to leave it for now. And same with the pet block conditional that says if that statement contains dog, fish, cat, or gator. In this case, the response generated will be tell me about your pets. But what I'm going to do is give this yet another else if block, but you can see how much actually better and cleaner the code is when I start writing additional methods to generate responses and to check for particular words. So I kind of did the activities out of order in the video. So I've already done the modify get response method to add this conditional. So rather than having this, okay, up here where I checked all of the fish words, I'm going to write a method that checks all the school words, okay? So let's start there, and then we'll talk about the get random school response. So that method I wrote down here, and I'll walk you through it. So what happens is this method, what this says is it will produce a true or a false. Okay, that's what Boolean means. And then when you put it right there, it says this method will return a true or a false, and it's going to take in a string as a parameter. And there's lots of ways you can implement this. For the sake of screen recording, I did several else if statements. Of course, you could have had one long if statements with ors and stretched it out, but the way I did it was if that str parameter in this method, if any the strings that's passed in, essentially what that means, if the string that's passed in when this method is called contains the word school or contains the word math, it would return true. Okay, if it didn't contain those two words, it'll check to see if it contains GPA or English. And again, I could keep adding else if statements, or I could add or statements inside of this conditional to extend that list, to make that list larger. But I'll leave it at that for now. And then if none of those happen, it will return my false. Okay, so that means when I run this method one of those words appears, well, what's going to happen? So I'll run it in a second, but if I go back up to my get response method, rather than just saying something like tell me more about your school, I have a method that I'm going to pattern after your get random response called get random school response. Okay, and so it's going to work the same way, but it's a completely new method that are random school responses. So what did I do? I copied and pasted. I took this whole get random response method from 59 all the way down to 84. I labeled it so I wouldn't mess up, and wrote another one. Okay, and it's essentially the same thing. 4 random responses. You could have 7 based on the activity from 3 or from 2. And I just changed these things to be school specific responses, and it's going to return that. And now when I run this code, okay, and I type in something school related, I should get a random response. So if I just type in school, or I like school, I should get a random response from my list. Again, the two things happened there. It analyzed that string and looked at, did it contain the word school? No, or I did take math though. Okay, interesting. Tell me about Central, and so on and so forth. So that is what you wanted to accomplish in activity 3. Okay, activity 4 I'll talk about in the next video, but again, go try it. You want to do the same thing. You want to clean up this get response method up top, and you want to get rid of all this ugliness and put a brand new method just like is school. Make one called is family and do a get random family response. Same with your pets. Do it is pets method and do a get random pet response. Okay, and again, this thing is going to keep getting longer and longer, this class, but it is going to make the big powerful get response method easier to manage in the end. Good luck.